friends. Welcome back to Fifth Road Spirit. Oops, sorry. I had to make an adjustment here. Okay. So we're on part 2 of the Sagittarius season sign readings. Thank you so much for coming back and tuning in. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. We've got Gemini here. Gemini is represented by the Lover's Major Arcana card. And Gemini is the twin, and so it's interesting that it's represented by the Lover's card. The Lover's card is about choice, possibilities. Let's see. Love taking the rational choices away from us, and marriage without ritual. It's sacred, or just marriage itself, or it's a sacred marriage. And it could also be about love and sexuality. So let's see what Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sun, Moon, and Rising. I think I said that. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sun, Moon, and... No, I said Sun, Moon, and Venus. Okay. So Gemini has the Death card. Now the Death card, while it can mean, for Geminis, this is, yes, you are going through a change, but it's a change in, I believe, it's a change in status. I don't quite know how to expand on that, mostly because when I say change in status, if we think about the Gemini as the lovers, if we think about, if we approach it from the standpoint of Gemini represented by the lovers, Gemini represented by the twins in astrology, Geminis, you might be going through a complete change, which will change the reflection that you see in the mirror. It will change the way you are seen in other people's eyes, which is, again, is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means there's a change coming, and you recognize that change. You recognize that either it needs to happen or it's happening right before your eyes. So let's see what the guidance is for Gemini. Stardust. Now, just a reminder, I'm using the Dream Enchantress Tarot, and I'm also using the Empathic Oracle deck for guidance here. So let's see, number 41, that adds up to 5. And 5 is another number about change. So let's see, 41. Here we go. Stardust. As I look into the night sky, I know within that my soul is as ancient as the lights that shine through the darkness of the night. It's a sobering thought to realize that throughout human history, everyone has gazed at one point to the stars in the sky. Each set of eyes pondered the reasoning behind their existence, what brought them to be, and whether there was more to this journey we call life. As an empath, you experience all things as energy: thought, emotion, nature, and the elements, all present within themselves as an energetic dichotomy looking for space within. This isn't an easy existence, and soon makes you question why. As empaths know that someplace deep within you have a remembrance that we all come from light. This light within your soul has been earned through hard-learned truths of experience. You have learned You have learned the difference between that which is love and that which pretends. It is in this knowing that we all come from the same light. It is in this knowing that we all come from the same light that you find yourself wishing that others would also remember this truth. Next time someone seems lost, or if you sense a spark in their eyes of curiosity, take them out into the night sky and remember, and together gaze and be humbled. They just may remember. Questions to ask yourself: do I question my existence and see my empathic gift as a curse? Do I honor the depth of my ability to love as a gift that has been earned? Is this situation bigger than me? So yeah, it's almost as if you are you you are looking in the mirror of yourself, or you are becoming the reflection for someone else to remember, or as a reminder of the where you came from, where your eternal spirit came from. So Geminis, you might be, what it really boils down to is you're going through some really deep change here. Okay, up next we have the sign of Cancer. And again, we're processing this through the sign. This is what the signs can expect in the season of Sagittarius. So this is from November 22nd through December 21st. So let's continue. Cancer, the sign of Cancer is represented by the Chariot sign. Chariot is all about movement, transition, being in control of your success, regardless of the direction. Could also be about travel and adventure. So let's see what the sign of Cancers might be going through this season, the Sagittarius season. And you get the Queen of Cups. I actually believe that this is a Cancer specific card. And it's almost as if you might be finding yourself in your element, being treated as the queen that you are, but also understanding that you are in full control of your emotions. You are, and when, of course, let's take a step back and just, I want to remind people, when I see males and females, or say king and queen, things like that, this could be male energy or female energy. So even though it's a queen, could be a man, could be a woman, but you're still finding yourself in the role of maybe holding space for someone, the mature place of holding space for someone else's feelings, because this is the card of a therapist, this is the card of a healer, this is a card of someone who holds space for emotion. So Cancers, you might be playing therapist this season. You might be finding yourself in that very mature energy that someone trusts you to process this kind of emotion. So let's see what the guidance is for you all. The Sun, number 23 from the Empathic Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and read. I'll prop this up so you can see it. Hopefully that's pretty clear. Let's see, number 23, that adds up to 5, which is also change, another change here. The sun shines in its time where it is needed without question, at one with those who need its light. The sun is the source of life that feeds the plants of this world, each plant knowing their place in the balance of life, playing their role as one and the same with no separation. The plant giving sun purpose and the sun sustaining the plant. When the light of the sun is absent when the light of the sun is absent to the plants due to dark storm clouds or change of position due to the seasons, the plants and trees of this world do not flourish. If the absence of the sun's light continues, the flora and fauna even wither and die. Could it be that as an empath, you play this same role to others? Your source of light that flows through you, being the very knowing of the Creator, anchored to the earth in service to the sustaining properties of love. Ask yourself, do you hold a space of purposeful light unimpeded by judgment, or do you allow the storm clouds of others to affect your ability to shine? Even the seasons hold a time of energetic rest and renewal as the sun enters and leaves its rotations. Is it time to let your light move to its next purpose, to let its illumination finish its season with whom you found yourself as a purposeful light, providing life-giving energy for them to flourish? By attaching conditions to whom and where you shine your light, by expecting a certain outcome, you are actually dimming your light. Step back and look at the situation with fresh eyes, and look at the conditions and expectations surrounding the situation. So yeah, wow, that's very powerful, Cancer. If you are holding that space, are you capable of holding that space? Are you admitting that you can no longer hold the space in a way that suits you, suits your energy, like, right, your responsible energy? And how are you paying attention to yourself in this season, the Sagittarius season, Cancer? Okay, next we have the sign of Leo. Let's see. Oh, wow. So Leo, you all got the Sun card. The Sun is actually, the Sun card is actually representative of fire signs, like all the fire signs. So you're kind of showing up in your own reading, and the Sun itself is either you're gaining clarity on a situation, and sometimes, when the sunlight breaks through the clouds, could be described as clarity. But also, this is, when we receive that sunlight and the light shines on the solution to the problem, or at least the understanding of the problem, that in itself can bring us happiness. Even if we're still in the same situation, at least we understand the situation. And that's just another way of interpreting this card, is the sun shining through and clearing our muddled thoughts, and also becoming a source of hope. Let's see. So let's see what the guidance is for Leo for this season. Balance. Wow, you could be finding balance, and that's the joy. Because Leo, you all are represented by, the Strength card. And I say again because the Strength card came up in the previous, the first reading, the first set of readings video. So Strength, this is willingness, self-compassion, and the gateway to the internal life. So let's see how Leos are using their representative strength, right? And getting clarity, which leads to happiness and boosts this good feeling, right? Let's look at the number 44, balance. All parts of my experience are in equilibrium, each receiving equal portions of who I am. In your day-to-day life, there are so many things that demand your attention. The physical needs of others, coupled with your own desires for a happy life, can often lead to an experience of energetic instability. When you look at the experience of strength, you see it as an unfinished manifestation. When you look at the experience of stress, you see it as an unfinished manifestation, a desired thought, coupled with the energy of your intention. Set out into the world to bring to you that which is needed. Sent out into the world to bring you that which is needed. Sorry, my words are stumbling today. Is a powerful skill, but only when each part is in balance. Let me read that again. Start over. A desired thought, coupled with the energy of your intention, sent out into the world to bring to you that which is needed, is a powerful skill, but only when each part is in balance. How many times have you began a project but became sidetracked by the demands of others or life? When energy is given intention and then stops short, it is hanging in limbo in front of you, waiting to be finished. Add to this process of intention all the unfinished energetic needs of your day-to-day grind, and soon the energetic buildup becomes a heavy weight that tips the scales. As our mind tries to decipher, how can I possibly accomplish each task, jaded feelings about what is fair and what about my needs begin to create a jumbled emotional mess. Your body begins sensing and experiencing this weight like quicksand, and soon all movement forward seems impossible. In times like this, you must quickly strive to regain your energetic equilibrium. Never forget your ability to assist others is limited to your energetic strength and balance within yourself. Grounding, surrender, focus, and clearing are all useful tools to bring you back into balance. When you have stabilized all parts of yourself, the process of finishing each task one by one can begin, thereby freeing the energy of intention and releasing you from manifestation to begin the next. Soon your needs and the needs of others will no longer be a competing drain, as your sense of balance creates an energetic base that allows you the energy to move forward. Ask yourself, do the needs of others outweigh the needs of me? Are my spiritual, emotional, and physical needs equal in the attention I give them? Am I giving too much of myself away in the hopes of validation or to prove worthiness? And again, that's Leo energy going. You're taking your strength internally, and you're finding out that you need balance, right? You need that balance in your clarity of balance, clarity of self, clarity of needing what you've been giving to others, give to yourself. All right, next up we have the sign of Virgo. I can already sense my Virgos. I can sense a little bit of like, okay, what's she going to say about me? So Virgo is represented by the major arcana sign of the Hermit. The Hermit is a guidance, teachers. It's our self-knowledge. It's our, what we internally focus on and shine your light on by yourself. Like, so you're shining your light on your own knowledge. So let's see what Virgo's got. Virgo actually had 2 cards come up, 2 tarot cards. So Virgo, you've got the Ten of Swords and the Hanged Man card, the major arcana. So respectively a 10 and a 12. So it looks like the Ten of Swords to me is, I've always sensed this word, this phrase comes up every time I see this card, but you are actually slaying your inner dragons. You have, and to me, that the way that I interpret that is that you're actually probably beating up on yourself a little bit too much, to the point of understanding that you beating up on yourself can have external consequences. So you're actually, it's interesting. It's kind of like this weird dichotomy of, you are hard on yourself, but you're in the process of also slaying your inner dragons, which, this card stands for both, and the Hangman is you've got a change in perspective now. You understand both sides, both meanings exist, that you are hard on yourself, and you understand that being hard on yourself can be hard on others. So you're kind of looking at, okay, how can I slay that inner dragon of being very hard on myself? Not so much not being a perfectionist, but being hard on yourself in a way that reflects outwardly to others. And you're seeing that kind of like, oh, I'm basically, it's like you are, in order to change your perspective, right? You're putting yourself on your head, or something maybe has turned over for you. Like maybe you have been forced to look at something a different way, and that is coming forward in this Sagittarius season. So let's look at the guidance for you all. Beginnings. That is the 53 card. If you add that together, that adds up to 8. Let's see. And 8 is kind of, if you turn 8 on its side, 8 looks like the infinity symbol. So let's look at beginnings here for you all, for Virgos. Each new moment is filled with excitement of what can be. Beginnings hold the magic of the experience of pure intent. Everything is new and full of light. Nothing has been tainted, and the little seed that was dreamt into existence has sprouted forth from its container. When you choose the energy of excitement as something new begins, your creations are sustained with the faith and trust of their growth into their intended purpose. When you experience your beginnings with fear, soon what has been planted withers. Ask yourself, am I excited about what can be filling my new beginnings with the love that it deserves? Has my fear made it difficult to experience a chance at new beginning? What are my fears about this situation, and can I choose to embrace the fear and do it anyway? So yeah, that's pretty interesting of you've got this change in perspective, but can you see, right? Can you see that the end of something, or the beginning of, the end of something is the beginning of something? Okay. All right. That was Virgo. Let's move on to Libras. Let's see, Libra got 2 advice cards, but major arcana, Libras are represented by the Justice card, which is the number 11 card. Justice is about cause and effects, cause and effect. The present being a culmination of past events and experiences. Libra is all about balance, the scales, the scales of justice. So let's look at what Libra has to expect in Sagittarius season. Libras, it looks like you all are in the money mind. This is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is not just, this, okay, so here's the thing. You could either be dealing with a Taurus this season, or you could be dealing with a Taurus entrepreneur. But this King of Pentacles represents an entrepreneur, someone who has their own business, someone who has their own resources, someone who is deeply connected to those resources and knows what they're doing, because this is a king. This is a very mature energy. And again, it must remind you that when I say king or queen, queens can be male or female, kings can be male or female. This is all about the energy that is possessed in this card. So if it resonates, it can apply to men or women. So this King of Pentacles, I just get the sense that for Libras, you all are becoming enterprising, or you are sensing you're understanding your worth, and you're creating something that probably has been long overdue for you to create, because you're finding the time to be able to do this, and you've matured. Why not now? Why not find this new route? Not new route, but why not this tree that has been planted back when you were younger, back when you were a page, or back in the beginning of this Pentacles journey that you were on with the Ace of Pentacles. When you are when you planted that newness, now there's a maturity in your resources. Now there is something that you can tap into in order to continue to grow externally, your empire, your kingdom. So let's see what guidance you have, Libra. Libra, you have the 37 past card and the root chakra card. So let's see. Let's start with, let's go ahead and start with 37. No, I'm going to start with 7. I don't know why. I've been told to do the root chakra. So the question here is, let's see. In my passion, I realize my right to be here. And from this, I recognize the creative seed that is who I am. Your root chakra is your connection to the earth. And from this place of the energy of physicality is taken in. This is the fuel that mobilizes manifestation, passion, physical healing, and the feel-good sensation that washes throughout your body, making you feel alive. As a powerful force, through history has been much maligned, feared, or craved, it is not hard to see the many lessons that reside in your experience of this chakra. As dynamic energy movers with a strong earth connection of innocence, animals are often attracted to empaths. They sense the gentleness and inner loving nature and feel safe in an empath's presence. This brings much joy to the empath. Human interaction is usually more challenging. As the root chakra opens and closes in the presence of another, empaths often wonder about the root's meaning. Often this is perceived as chemistry or passion. This can start the beginning of a physical relationship. Physical connection to others in relationships can be very positive and powerful. But if the root energy is abused or taken without permission, soon the experience takes the relationship on a dark and negative road. As an empath, you must always be cognizant of the sharing of your root energy. Whom you attract in relationship must be gauged from the deepest of intuition. Because of this higher knowing of earth energy, the deep innocence and playfulness can be perceived as weakness. Empaths are often attracted to and attracted by the narcissistic early on in their lives. This ultimately serves as a tool for discernment and teaches major life lessons that serve to empower you to navigate a healthier knowing of self. As an empath, the right to be here can also be challenged because of overwhelming outside energies that are absorbed by our bodies. Often, physical pain is felt without an illness or trauma being present to give it meaning. This can create worry and add to the energies of disconnecting from the root. It's hard to like your body when you are in pain. Understanding the curative power of the root and believing in your right to physically be here will quickly add to your enjoyment of your earthly journey. Ask yourself, do I feel alive and powerful? Do I allow my passions to manifest? Do I know deep in my soul that I have a right to be here? Wow, very powerful, Libras. So let's go ahead and look at 37, the past. The past is where I come from. Let me remember with honor its teachings. Again, I think there's very deep root energy, mature root energy. Your place on this earth is being solidified, Libras. It is true that the past is where each of us has come from with all its triumphs, joys, hurts, and sorrows. Some that seem to have left indelible marks upon us. But when you let the past define you, it is difficult to be in the present moment, missing opportunities that arise to interact without judgment. Nature's laws dictate your experience of cause and effect, and from the knowledge of your past, we can find safety. When you stick your hand in a flame, you understand that you will be burned because of the remembrance of your experience. When you bring your past into the emotional experience, it becomes much trickier. This emotional baggage from your past can make it difficult to form new friendships, venture into a relationship, and try new experiences for fear of being hurt or failing. As an empath, your intuition is one of your greatest gifts and a wonderful tool, but its true ability is only realized when you are present in the moment from a place that is not filled with wounds from your past. Ask yourself, is my present moment being dictated from wounds of my past? Can I remember the joy that was and experience it as a hopefulness that will be? What is being brought from the past into the present? Should it stay or should it go? Okay, wow, Libra, very powerful, very powerful. I wish you well for this Sagittarian season. Okay, next and last up, we have Scorpio. We have just come out of Scorpio season, and something I wanted to mention early on both of the readings is that making this transition from Scorpio into Sagittarius, for me, as an empath, as a healer, as a as an intuitive, I felt kind of a load lightened, and even though I deeply enjoy going into the depths of Scorpio, I love it, love it, love it, and I'm so happy when the energy allows me that access, like that deeper access. And when it shifts, it's kind of like moving in emotional water. Scorpio is a water sign, but it's moving in that emotional water at the very depths of the water. And so I love that feeling, but usually when Sagittarius comes along, it's kind of like you're transported from these depths with all this information and thrown right back into the fire of passion in Sagittarius season, and the buoyancy, right, of that feeling of, I've come from these depths and I now understand a lot more about myself. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this Scorpio reading with that, with that perspective. So Scorpio, you all have the Three of Cups, and it's that feeling of celebration, of friendship, of, hey, you know what? We've all come from the depths with our water, and we're going to treat that water as the fire that burns in our souls, the fire that burns in our spirit, in our emotions. And you're finding, as you come up on land with this cup of this lit cup of fire, this gasoline almost of pure emotion and passion combined from this deeply personal source, you're finding like-minded energies that are also coming above and out of Scorpio season with that same cup. And I encourage you to dance in the woods, dance in the moonlight, dance in the sunlight, join that group, join that celebration, because the Three of Cups card is a card of celebration. It's a card of being amongst your tribe, even however briefly, however quickly, enjoy the moment of coming up, with this, coming up from the depths of the water, taking a deep breath, but also still holding that passionate fire of water, that gasoline that's going to propel you through this season. All right, Scorpios, yeah, wow. So, first of all, Scorpios, you all are represented by the Death card, the Major Arcana card, which is about transformation, new beginning. It could be also about alchemy. So this combines the element of two seemingly opposing sides. Yeah. Oh my! And just thinking about, how can fire and water ever interact? Scorpio, this is one of these like rare times when people understand that is possible, that anything is possible, right? So let's look at spring, the number 19 card. This is your guidance for the season. Scorpio, this is your guidance in Sagittarius season. If we add 1 and 9, we get 10. So there could be some sort of, I won't say a completion, but an entry into something else, a newness, another newness coming forward. So let's look, let's read what Scorpio's guidance. Okay. It is my time of renewal. The sleepiness is wiped from my eyes. I am awake. What can I create? Spring is the time of renewal and rebirth, when everything begins to come alive again from its winter slumber. The smells, texture, and color reemerge to create stirrings of energy within our physical selves. The drive for new beginnings, the opportunities of new fertile moments all become alive and seem to have desires of their own. This is where our preparation over the winter months for the spring planting becomes our guide of what seeds will grow best and serve us in the future. No sense in planting that which becomes another lesson or cultivating an energy in an atmosphere that doesn't have the nutrients that sustain. Remember what you have learned. Take time to discern, plant wisely from the wisdom of all the seasons. Ask yourself, Scorpio, do my physical desires cloud my judgment? Do I continue to expect a different outcome from the same projected experience? Am I planting seeds of that which I will ultimately want to harvest? So to me, this card is about the springtime of this moment that you're experiencing in Sagittarius. You all Scorpios are coming out of your own season into Sagittarius season with this idea of, it almost feels like spring to you all. That feeling that you get when you see the sunlight and you see the green and everything. You see the lushness begin to come, but it's not so much that it's external, but you're feeling almost that same feeling that you get in spring when something new is about to arrive, something fresh is coming. So enjoy this season, Scorpio. It just feels really renewing for you all, to me. All right, so those are your sign readings for the season of Sagittarius. Sagittarius represented by the Temperance card, and its ruler is Jupiter, which is represented by the Wheel of Fortune. This season for all of us, all the signs, I feel, is one of newness, one of change, and some of us are going to further depths than others are going. Some of us are going to higher heights. Some of us are reaching back into our sense of, not when I say reaching back, I have this sense of reaching back into, beyond, into different worlds and different outside of the linearity of time, right? Reaching back and out into all sides, remembering who we are and what power we came into this life with, into this human experience with. Wow. Okay. That's it for the readings. And I look forward to seeing you next time here on Fifth Road Spirit. Until then, namaste. Bye.